Good day everyone. Thank you for clicking and watching this video. This is Teacher Ryan O. For this video, I'm going to begin a new series, and that is all about mental mathematics, something that is useful not just for those who are taking um, math classes or those who will be taking examinations or standardized tests, but everyone can be a user of mental math. So I'll be sharing techniques and tricks in mental mathematics in this video and in the uh, forthcoming videos that I'll be uploading in this channel. And I would like to request that you share this with your friends and subscribe also to my channel. And without further ado, let's get started. Now, why do we need to learn mental math? Here are some of the major reasons why I think it's important for us to learn mental math. Firstly, mental math can help us perform daily tasks. Now, daily tasks may include buying or selling or doing business or even computing investments and many other things that we do regularly. Secondly, mental math can also help us succeed when we take standardized tests, entrance or admission tests, and board exams. Now, usually these tests include math or arithmetic as one of the areas in the examination. On the other hand, learning mental math is very important for students simply because it's already integrated or embedded in our K-12 curriculum. Hence, everyone or every student is required to learn or acquire some mental math skills, as there are several learning competencies in the curriculum that require the performance of mental math. Um, on another note, doing mental math empowers and sets people apart. Uh, um, uh, my personal experience as a user of mental math, I was always regarded as a math guy because I was cracking computations on my head, and I was always appreciated by my mentors and even by my classmates simply because I was doing it um, like a regular calculator. So it's quite impressive, and it set me apart from the other students. Moreover, mental math teaches your brain to hold information. Moreover, learning mental math teaches your brain to hold information. And that's very obvious because as you do most of the computations on your head, you, you need to store that or you need to hold that in some parts of your brain. And finally, mental math sharpens our mind. This is already backed up with several researches and studies that regular performance of mental calculations can really sharpen one's mind. The next question then is, what is the right way to do mental math? And the answer to that is doing it from left to right. It simply means you compute from the leftmost part of your number sentence. I mean, you compute from the leftmost numeral going to the right. Now, there were studies in the past that showed that our brain works well, or our brain computes from left to right. And there were also several tools that were invented and developed in the past, centuries ago, that proved that left to right is the right way to do mental math. And one of these tools is the Japanese soroban and or the Chinese abacus. Mental addition. Now, in doing mental addition, there are two similar concepts that are useful or are very important to know. One is the number band. This is espoused by Singapore math. And the other one is the concept of complement. Number band, as shown on your screen right now, is like um, decomposing a number into its parts. Now, say the number 7, you can decompose it into two parts, like 5 and 2. So 5 and 2 make up 7. And there are even other pairs like 3 and 4, 6 and 1. And also for number 5, there are two unique pairs of numbers that you can bond. One pair is 3 and 2 and the other one is 4 and 1. Now the concept of complement is similar to number bands. You just think of the word complement as from the root word complete, no? So like what is the complement of 8 with respect to 10? So what completes the number 8 so that it becomes 10? So the answer to that is 2. So the complement of 8 with respect to 10 is 2. Conversely, if you ask for the complement of 24 with respect to 100, then your answer should be 86, and so on. So knowing these two concepts, number band and complement, will help you do mental addition faster. Moving on to our first mental math technique, making 10 or making a multiple of 10. Now this technique is actually derived from the concepts of number band and complement. So to explain this, I have here two examples. The first one is 48 plus 9. So before proceeding to the addition, I need to decompose 9. I need to make a number band decomposing 9 such that I can produce a multiple of 10, which is an easy number. So the closest multiple of 10 to 48 is 50. So with that, the complement of 48 with respect to 50 is 2. So I will decompose 9 into 2 and 7. And hence I have here 48 plus 2 plus 7. And I know that 48 plus 2 is 50. Hence I have 50 plus 7. And that gives me a sum of 57. The second example is 136 plus 8. Again, I need to check what is the multiple of 10 that is, multiple of 10 that is close to 136. In this case, it's 140. So I have to decompose. I have to look for number bands of 8 that will complement 136. And that has to be 4 and 4. So I should have here 136 plus 4 plus 4, or that's 140 plus 4 is equal to 144. So here I'm using the concept of number band and complement to do mental addition. Moving on to the addition of multi-digit numbers, here I'm going to introduce another technique, and this is the jumping up technique. So here we jump up depending on the multiple of 10 or 100 that we have. So to show that, here we have two examples. First is 67 plus 30. Now in this example, 30 is the multiple of 10, and there are 3 tens in 30. So in this case, we will be jumping up 3 times by 10. So 67, 77, 87, and 97. So the answer here is 97. For our second example, we have here 246 plus 300. In this example, 300 is a multiple of 100, and there are three 100s in 300. So we will be jumping 3 times by 100. So from 246, we'll jump to 346, 446, and 546. So the answer here is 546. Now, doing this mentally and regularly, we will be able to add multi-digit numbers of this form faster. Next, here we have addition of multi-digit numbers that requires regrouping, and in this case we will be using a combination of mental math techniques such as jumping up, left to right, complements, and the others. So for our first example, we have here 79 plus 36. Here we decompose 36 into 30 and 6, and we proceed to jumping up. So 79 plus 30 plus 6. Now grouping 79 and 30, we jump up by 10 3 times. 79, 89, 99, and 109. So next would be 109 plus 6, and we know that it's 115. Our second example is 254 plus 185. Here we decompose 185 into 100 plus 80 plus 5, and then we can proceed to jumping up. So that should be 254 plus 100 plus 80 plus 5. Adding 254 by 100, that brings us to 354. Then adding 354 plus 80, we can jump up 8 times by 10, and that should bring us to 434. And then finally plus 5, that gives us 439. Moving on to mental subtraction techniques. As we know, subtraction is the inverse of addition. So here we will be utilizing the inverse of the techniques that we used for addition. But we will still maintain the left to right procedure. So here we use the jumping down, the left to right, and the number bunch or the decomposition of the subtrahend. So we will show it by our examples. First example is 83 minus 12. Our subtrahend here is 12, decomposing it into 10 and 2. So we now have 83 minus 10 minus 2. Jumping down by 10, 83 minus 10 is 73, and then minus 2 is 71. Our second example is 285 minus 37, and we decompose 37 into 30 and 7. Now here we need to jump down 3 times by 10. 285 minus 30 is 255. 255 minus 7 is 248. Before I end this video, I would like to share with you a quick and easy mental math tricks that you can use whenever applicable. So the first one is multiplying any number by 11. Now 11 is a special number used by publishing houses to indicate a book serial number, and you can actually find it at the back of a book cover. It is called the ISBN, or the International Serial book number, and these very minute digits at the back of your book is actually a multiple of 11. So here I would share with you very easy steps in multiplying any number by 11. So let's go directly to our examples. Say we have 24 by 11 or 24 times 11. First thing that we should do is to use the first and the last digits as our post. Okay, so 2 and 4 are the first and the last digits. So we use that as our post, and we leave a blank for the middle digit. To get the middle digit, we simply add the first and the first and last numbers, or the numbers at the left and at the right. And in this case, we add 2 and 4, which gives us 6, and insert that in the middle of 24 to get 264. So 24 times 11 is 264. Example number 2 is 48 times 11. Same thing, we use 4 and 8 as our post. So here we leave a blank for the middle digit, and we add 4 and 8 to get 12. And since this is a 2-digit result, we carry, or we add a 1 of 12 to 4 and retain number 2 or 2. Hence our product is 528. This next mental math trick is about squaring a number that ends in 5. Now recall that squaring is multiplying a number to itself. Say we square 5, it means that we multiply 5 to itself. So 5 squared is 5 times 5 and is equal to 25. For example, we need to square 35. So in this case, 35 raised to the power of 2, that means 35 times 35. Now the steps for this trick are the following. First, we need to multiply the digit or digits before 5 to the next number in the regular number sequence. So say in our example, 35, the digit before 5 is 3, and we need to multiply 3 to the number next to 3 in the number sequence, and that is 4. So 3 times 4 is 12. And then the last step is to annex 25 to the result in our first step. Annex means to attach. So we attach 25 to 12, hence we get 1225 as the square of 35. Additional examples are 75 squared. Number or digit before 5 is 7. So we multiply 7 by 8, since 8 is the next number in the sequence of counting numbers. 7 times 8 is 56, and we attach 25 or annex 25, and we get 5625. This can also apply even if we have a 3-digit or more number, as long as it ends in 5. So here we have 105 squared, and the digits before 5 is 10, or the number before 5 is 10, and we multiply 10 by 11. 10 times 11 is 110. Then we attach 25. Hence the square of 105 is 11,025. I hope that you learned something in this video. I will be sharing more mental math tricks in the next videos. Thank you and God bless.